Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to react to another video by the Odd Ones Out. Yes, I know it's been a while since I've reacted to the Odd Ones Out, and this one is called My Thoughts on Bluey. So this one was uploaded nearly 2 months ago, back on June the 10th. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why I haven't really had really why I haven't been reacting to the Odd Ones Out lately, especially this latest video. This actually still remains the latest video on his channel that he uploaded. So yeah, I guarantee you, don't worry that we will get we'll get a new video by Luke. Hopefully, by not Luke, by James this month. James is obviously the Odd Ones Out's real name. He is, but yeah, my thoughts on Bluey. So for those of you, so the last Odds Ones Out video that I reacted to a long time ago, I think it feels like now, was why I love webcomics. Want to go check my that out? It's going to be in the top right hand corner of your screen. So yeah, yeah. So what is Bluey, you may ask? So Bluey is this cartoon preschool show about cartoon dogs. They are preschool show about cartoon dogs, and well, I'm not really a big fan of the newest kid shows that have come out in recent years, because to me, old pre kid shows, the old kid shows like Thomas, although Thomas is for all adults, Bob the Builder, the original Bob the Builder, Pingu, the original Wiggles, the original Fireman Sam, Kipper, Kipper. The list just goes on. Kipper, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, the original Max and Ruby series, the list just goes on. They were the shows that I grew up with, and I've not really been a big fan of the old the new shows that have come out recently. But Bluey is this show that's obviously it's a Disney show, a show by Disney of all companies. It is. So yeah, I decided, you know what, wasn't really going to react to this video because he's talking about a cartoon preschool show. But then here's what happened. Last week I went over to my parents, and they had my mom's parents had some of their own family over. There was this little girl, girl who was actually watching Bluey on YouTube on their television, and I did listen into some of the episodes so I could get a little bit of an idea, because I have noticed that Bluey has kind of gained a pretty much a huge following where even adults are watching the show. They are. So I did listen into the episodes to try and figure out an idea, and then considering the craziness I was hearing in those episodes, I was like, okay, okay, so I've got a bit of an idea what Bluey is about, but I guess I'll learn more through the Odd Ones Out video. And so yeah, that was kind of like what happened last week, kind of or earlier this week. It's kind of what made me be like, you know what, I'm going to react to this video by the Odd Ones Out when I get the chance. I mean, today is the perfect opportunity for me to react to it, so why not? Why not I react to it? Links to the video I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. I'm sorry if I rambled on a little bit. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into this and figure out why adults like Bluey. I must say, I really do like the thumbnail of it as well.
Uncle James, can we play Space Explorer? Shut up for a second. I'm watching this unnaturally charming preschool show. Why are you watching a show for babies? Okay, kid. This show is extremely sophisticated and can be enjoyed by both children and adults. So why don't you shut your ignorant mouth and find someone who actually loves you to play your silly little space game?
Poor nephew.
Crikey, Bingo! You can't say that to your sister! You have to say nice things! Treat others how you want to be treated, mate!
Oh, I really needed to hear that today. This
Really?
episode of The Odd Ones Out is called are you familiar with the Australian animated preschool show Bluey? If your TikTok algorithm is anything like mine, you'll have seen a bunch of clips of this blue cartoon dog all over your For You page, paired with Subway Surfer highlights. Wow,
Really?
TikTok, clips of a foreign preschool.
I haven't got TikTok yet, but I do plan on getting TikTok hopefully in the coming weeks. I do, but I do want to do TikTok so I can do blind reactions on there. So watch this space for the next couple of weeks when I try to get
show.
TikTok.
I thought you were supposed to cater to my interests. Let's read some of the
Ooh.
comments on these Bluey TikToks, shall we? No shame, I'm a senior in high school, but I watched Bluey religiously, and this episode had me all in my feels. I'd say I had a good childhood, but I binged Bluey because adult life is so stressful and I'm sad, and it reminds me of a simpler time. Bluey is for everyone. I'm literally 27, and it's such a comfort show. Bluey is absolutely destroying me as a teenager who wishes he had this childhood. In my teen years and watching full episodes of Bluey. Watching Bluey high is such a fun time, dude. Huh.
Wow, that's a lot of adults.
To me, I'm just thinking out loud here, it seems like a lot of these comments weren't made by preschoolers. What's going on here? Now, if your brain is anything like mine, you'll be thinking, why is this show about Australian dogs so popular with adults who don't even have children? In fact, why does Bluey have over 5 billion views on TikTok, is searched more than Paw Patrol, Peppa Pig, and Cocomelon, and why is this episode number 8 in IMDb's highest rated episodes of all time?
Whoa!
This phenomenon
Bluey must be really popular with teens and adults, let alone the preschoolers right there, if it's really getting that many views. But better than Paw Patrol, better than Peppa Pig, better than Cocomelon. Was not expecting that, to be honest, right there. I think I'm already starting to learn why Bluey is so popular. The modern day Thomas the Tank Engine show for all ages. A bit like how Thomas the Tank Engine was during the Allcroft era.
me. And I was also bullied by a large number of people on my own team to watch the show. So, one day I sat down, put on the first episode, and...
Oh.
I watched all 141 episodes.
141 episodes?
141? But there's only 129 on Disney+. Don't worry, my fellow obsessive Bluey fan. We're going to talk about that later. I work in cartoons, and I've been to furry conventions. So Bluey has always been on my radar of shows I'm aware of. And just from the clips that I saw, I adored the art style, especially the backgrounds.
Oh, they're actually kind of
my
creative.
very own background team has studied and taken inspiration from Bluey's backgrounds. Here you can see my backgrounds taking on a more Bluey aesthetic.
Oh, yeah!
I mean, just look at the colors, especially their greens. Oh my god!
I never knew that Bluey had such great scenery right there. Look at that! Look! James has really taken a Bluey approach to his videos lately. Look how colourful it is.
Doesn't
That's
just
actually quite
looking at these
cool.
backgrounds bring a smile to your face? While I was watching
Definitely
the first
do.
season, I realized, oh, okay, I see why this show is so popular. Because it's genuinely a good show. We've already established that the show is great to look at, but the voice acting, the sound design, and the music are equally as amazing, so it's also great to listen to. While most, if not all, other preschool shows will hire adults who can sound like toddlers, Bluey gets actual children to voice the actual child characters. Somehow, every Australian toddler in Bluey can be so expressive and emotional. It's impressive that the show got such a talented cast of child actors who don't sound annoying to listen to. Or maybe it's just their Aussie accents that I like, I don't know.
I hate that. I actually hate when you try and get adult actors on for, child characters and they try to sound like children. That just sounds a little bit cringe, in my opinion. It does, but at least with this show, they actually get actual child actors on and have them voice the child stars. So, yeah, that's a good thing.
The characters have so much personality, and the comedic timing is something I've never seen before in a preschool show. I can't think of a single time Cocomelon has made me laugh this much, or even smile. The four main characters are
Wait, I gotta go back and
Bandit,
see that again.
That's such a talented cast of child actors who don't sound annoying to something I've never seen before in a preschool show. I can't think of a single time Cocomelon has made me laugh this much.
Yeah, Cocomelon is not perfect modern day for
or
kids.
Even smile. The four main characters are Chili and Bandit, the parents, and Bluey and Bingo, the 6 and 4-year-old daughters. Yes, Bluey is a girl. You gotta catch up, dude. Come on, it's 2023. The show also does not hide the fact that it's Australian.
Bluey is a gal. I literally thought Bluey was a boy right there. Oh, how I feel lied to right there. thinking that Bluey was a boy. Oh, thank you for reminding me about that, James.
Are Chili and Bandit, the parents, and Bluey and Bingo, the 6 and 4-year-old daughters. Yes, Bluey is a girl. You gotta catch up, dude. Come on, it's 2023. The show
Yeah.
also does not hide the fact that it's Australian. It references multiple Australian locations and animals. They call flip-flops thongs, and they say things like, "Oh nor!" While some preschool shows focus on teaching kids numbers and letters, Bluey focuses on the relationship of the family and teaches its lessons through the make-pretend games that the family plays. And I want to emphasize how perfect these two parents are. These two are the most patient and emotionally aware parents I've seen ever. There are multiple times where the
He's
parents
made his
apologize
animation
to
look
their
like a lot
kids
of.
for frankly not even doing anything wrong. The dad is like
Yeah.
the most perfect dad role model, okay? Check this out. Bingo was sad that dad didn't get to see the leaf bug outside. She was like,
Daddy, come and see. Come here, Daddy. Quick,
Is that CGI
but he was
animation
too
as well?
busy playing with Bluey, being a present father figure in her life. And at night, she's all boo-hoo about it, and he kneels down, gets to her level, and apologizes, explaining that he didn't hear her. Now, I don't have any kids, but if I spent my weekend running around with toddlers, and then right before bed, one of them said, "You didn't get to see the ladybug," I would say, "That's okay. I've already seen a ladybug. Good night." In one episode,
Would
Chicken
you?
Rat, Bingo lost her favorite toy, and Mom asks, "Well, where was the last place you had it?" The two retrace Bingo's steps, and through flashbacks, we see this bizarre day that Bluey and Bingo had. The very first flashback we see, Bluey and Bingo are cooking a chicken rat egg while wearing weird
Chicken rat
costumes.
egg?
And through this creative backwards storytelling, we piece together what a chicken rat is and how the kids ended up in this situation. It's episodes like that which really make me appreciate the care that went into this show, and really sets Bluey apart from every other preschool show.
Oh, he's put Caillou and Paw Patrol down there. He's put. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got. We've got. Surprised that you put Thomas below. The Tank Engine in the B tier below Arthur and Sesame Street. Thomas should go in the same category as Kipper right there. I mean, Barney and Dora I can understand B tier because they're not as good as the likes of Thomas and Kipper. Paw Patrol, I'm not really sure. It belongs in there. Maybe it does. Maybe it's a C minus for Paw Patrol. But Caillou, I'd rather watch YTPs of Caillou rather than just you know just listen. Just watch actual episodes of the show itself. Especially the ones that Rinse Cycle has made. I mean, oh my god, I'll never. Make sure you view my most popular video, which is of Clio YTP. I also do the Tank Engine reactions. I do on this channel of Bad and Wonderful Community. I'll have a playlist in the top right corner of your screen. And Kipper the dog has actually been most in recent months that Kipper actually has been making a comeback on YouTube. He has. Most notably, I've obviously reacted to some of Madman Minkler's Kipper YTPs. There's actually still another few I've got to react to from Kipper. What else was I going to say? And there's also another channel called Kipper the Frog that does actually meme compilations of Kipper. It does. Maybe I might react to some Kipper memes. I also want to react to some Thomas the Tank Engine memes, so keep that in mind. I do also want to do a few more Caillou YTPs, but I also want to do reaction to some Thomas memes as well as some Kipper memes as well. So be on the lookout for that hopefully in the coming months or for the rest of the year.
Most preschool shows stick to a formula and talk down to the viewer, because typically their viewers are short. As a childless adult, I don't want to say,
Well, Thomas was
this
for
show
everyone.
teaches you how to be a good parent, because I don't know how to be a good parent. But
I like that savage part right there.
Short. As a childless adult, I don't want to say,
Did you see what
this
she
show
did
teaches
right there?
you how to be a good parent, because I don't know how to be a good parent.
And
but
that
on
dog,
paper,
you don't
there
know.
are lessons in this show that are just as important for the parents to learn. So while watching season 1, I got a feel for the world and characters. I started to piece together, okay, this show is depicting perfect parents, it's well written and wholesome, anyone regardless of having kids can enjoy the show. Let's watch the rest, shall we?
Oh, he's dead again.
Season 2 and Season 3 is when things go from 100 to 1,000. This is when episodes cover deep and emotional topics that I think toddlers are too baby to understand. Let's
What
see,
is it?
there's the struggles of keeping romance in your relationship alive when you have 2 toddlers to look after, why taking time to play with your kids can have a ripple effect that lasts into adulthood, feeling inadequate as a mom, what it's like having a dad in the army, parents disagreeing on different parenting styles, moms getting tipsy implied, dealing with infertility, abandonment, potentially a miscarriage, that one's still up in the air, and death. Actually, that one was in season 1. You can't even compare Bluey to other preschool shows. Like, what the
I gotta
fuck
see
was
that.
Dora the
I gotta see that again.
in your relationship alive when you have 2 toddlers to look after, why taking time to play with your kids can have a
Wow.
ripple effect that lasts into adulthood, feeling inadequate as a mom, what it's like having a dad in the army, parents disagreeing on different parenting styles, moms getting tipsy implied, dealing with infertility, abandonment, potentially a miscarriage, that one's still up in the air, and death.
Yep.
Actually, that one was in season 1. You can't even compare Bluey to other preschool shows.
Oh,
Like,
not
what the
Tinky
fuck
Winky.
was Dora the Explorer even doing? Was she even trying to entertain the adults who are also going to be watching her show? Dora had the same formula every episode, and there was a map who sang a song that was just repeating the same
he's
three
roasting
words
Dora the
14
Explorer right
times.
there.
Season 2, there's an episode where Chewy is telling...
That's something I never thought I'd see. See, the odd ones out roasting Dora the Explorer. Something I thought I'd never see. That's probably made my day right there. I mean, I will admit I did watch Dora the Explorer when I was younger. It's great for preschoolers, but not really for adults. I mean, Teletubbies, I think everyone grew up with it.
Bluey about how when she was a baby, she wasn't crawling or rolling over as fast as the other babies in her mom group, and she compared Bluey's developmental delay to the other babies and felt inadequate as a mother. And then this pink poodle comes to console her, looks directly into the camera and says, "You're doing great." I'm a he-him male with no kids, and I still get teary-eyed just thinking about that episode.
Wow,
People will tell
really?
you that Bluey is a kid's show that adults can enjoy too. No, that episode wasn't for the kids. It was directed at all the moms watching who are doubting their motherhood. When has Coco Melon ever done something like this? All the babies stop singing mid-nursery rhyme, look directly into the camera and say, "Hey mom, just wanted to say you're doing a great job raising me. Keep up the good work." Like, no, that'll never happen.
Goodness.
I'm still not done talking about
Oh my goodness. Coco Melon, it was in an SMG. It was in an SMG4 video. One of the SMG4 video recently, and Coco Melon is just cringe. Probably the worst examples of modern preschool events, but that's the odd ones out. Roasted Dora the Explorer. Now he's roasted Coco Melon. He has in the absolute most distraught
you're doing
way.
a great job raising me. Keep up the good work. Like, no, that'll never happen.
And I like how he's just in the
pond. I'm still not done talking about how impressive the writing in Bluey is, okay? So please indulge me for a bit. I'm switching into video essay mode as we do a deep dive into the themes and symbolisms of one of my favorite Bluey episodes, Flatback.
Flatback. Okay.
The entire episode is an allegory of human history told from a religious and scientific perspective, respectively. And it touches on the ever-growing relationships between a mother and child, all within 7 minutes. No, I'm not reading too deep into this. Let's begin. Bandit and Chili set out to build a new swing for their porch, and we get this great meta self-aware joke from Bandit when he complains about the instructions saying, "I'm not taking advice from a cartoon dog." Meanwhile, the girls play games with the leftover packing materials.
He roasted his own wife right there. And actually made fun of the show itself, thinking it's for babies. It is right there. Well, that was unexpected.
They're thrown into the yard by their parents. Bluey and Bingo are given bubble wrap, which they pretend is water, so they pretend they're fish. Then they're given cardboard, which they pretend is land, so they pretend they're frogs.
That's actually quite cool imagination.
Become lizards, then T-Rexes, then birds, then furry little animals. Is this chart starting to look familiar? Then they're monkeys, and then bipedal cave dogs. What?
Wow.
Is that you, Mr. Darwin? Were these girls
Mr.
playing
Darwin?
out the evolution of man through a silly game? Now, if you didn't like the
evolution definitely was right there.
I know you're going to love the parents being an allegory for the creators. You know, the big guy upstairs, the The whatever you believe is going on.
Just one
The parents
person right
supply
there.
the girls with their entire world. They give the girls the sea, the land, the volcanoes, and the trees. In these cave paintings the girls make that tell their history, they depict the parents as gods, higher up and in the
Wow.
clouds. They do look a little angry. Perhaps they're still in the Old
Ooh.
Testament. The parents being
Maybe
the
they are.
creators is hinted at again by Chili when she looks at the girls lovingly saying, "Aw, we made them." The parents give the girls an Allen
Yep.
wrench, aka tools, and one industrial revolution later, the girls evolve from cave dogs to modern dogs, building futuristic towns and spaceships.
That's actually
Throughout
quite
the
impressive
episode,
right
as
there.
the girls go through different stages of evolution, they also go through different stages of their lives as a mother and child. As fish, Bluey says that she's the mommy fish and Bingo is the baby. Then as frogs, Bingo pretends to be a toddler and Bluey teaches her how to catch flies. Then as T-Rexes, Bingo becomes a big girl. Then as cave dogs, she's a teenager. And
I hope this doesn't get
Bingo on a
copyrighted. I really
stage,
hope this
she's all
video doesn't
grown
get
up,
copyrighted, by the
ready to
way.
traverse the universe on her own. She thanks
Wow.
Bluey for looking
That's
after
actually quite
her
wholesome
and
right
leaves
there.
on her spaceship. Bluey, now much older as shown by her having to use a cane, crosses the styrofoam threshold which represents her death and she gets to live with her creators. All while this orchestral masterpiece is playing and suddenly you realize you're crying? When did that start? And then Bandit ties the allegory all together at the very end saying, "Ah, this is heaven." Are you joshing me right now? This preschool show was able to tell a clever allegorical story with tasteful religious undertones in how many minutes? Did you just make me feel emotions over a cartoon dog? This isn't the
They
only
definitely did
episode
right
you can
there.
make an in-depth
Even
video
James himself
essay
is
on.
shocked.
There are plenty of other episodes that hit just as hard as this one. While I was doing research for this video, it got me thinking about another foreign animated
scientist
kid
shit.
show with 8-minute long episodes that focus on a family of 2 toddlers.
Oh.
Except, unlike Bluey, this show is universally hated. Caillou, it's Caillou. I had this idea in my
thought
head
it was-
that people only hated Caillou because he was a more accurate portrayal
Oh
of a
my
toddler.
god, I thought that was
But
Peppa Pig. I have to see
there
this
are
again.
plenty of
I
other
actually thought he was
episodes
going to
that
talk
hit
about Peppa
that
Pig
focus
right
on
there.
a family of 2 toddlers. Except, unlike Bluey, this show is universally hated.
But it's Caillou.
Caillou, it's Caillou. I had
Yeah.
this idea in my head that people only hated Caillou because he was a more accurate portrayal of a toddler. But in the handful of Caillou
Yes.
episodes I watched, I was reminded, oh no, that's why people hate Caillou. Because he sucks. His brattiness isn't even important to the plot. It comes out of nowhere. Caillou will be getting ready in the morning, he spills cat food and says, "Gilbert, look what you did." He's at the beach and this bird who's done
Caillou just doesn't take the blame. So that's why probably people hate Caillou, because of his rage, and he blames other people for stuff he
nothing
didn't do.
wrong gets told to go away. And there's a bunch more examples of Caillou being a whiny piece of shit. And I can't help but think that
That's the
Caillou's
second time he's cursed in
screeching,
the video.
piercing, whiny voice does not help him be a likable character. I bet
Nope.
real toddlers can be little punks sometimes, but why would you show that in your cartoon and not have him learn any lesson? There's never a lesson learned in Caillou. Since Caillou was a brat all the time, a lot of people, myself included, wondered why Caillou's parents never disciplined or even tried to change his bratty behavior. But after I thought about it, I realized it would be a very weird episode of Caillou if one day Caillou's mom was like, "Caillou, what did you do to your sister?" "I made her look pretty, Mommy." "Caillou, that was Mommy's expensive makeup." "How
Oh.
many times do I have to tell you not to touch Mommy's things? Come here, you little twit."
She thinks Caillou's my beer. Hit him up. Oh.
That kid
And that was like his
coming to
third beep.
I don't know, maybe that
Counts in
episode
that
would be
video.
cathartic to some parents. Anyways, getting back to the actual best children's show ever, even though Bluey is literally the most mentally intelligent and educational show for the minds of children, teens, adults, and parents, some unnamed mouse company decided to censor some of the episodes on their platform. It's the strangest things that got censored too. This horse pooping, Bandit getting hit in the groin, Bandit saying the word groin. This hitchhiker is no longer from Argentina. That one's kind of weird. This pretend cat saying it will pretend pee on the curtains. Bandit hinting at wanting to get snip snip down there. Adults, you know what I'm talking about. And the
Oh,
last
no.
10 episodes of season 3, which are some of the deepest episodes in the series, aren't even on Disney Plus. That could
Oh.
just be a licensing thing, I don't know. I kept waiting for the infertility episode. I heard so much about it. I finally got to the last episode on Disney Plus and thought, oh, okay. They're saving the deepest one for last. All right, let's do this.
Oh, what's gonna
And the
happen?
episode was about the family playing courtroom to determine if Bandit farted. I hope this video convinced you to give Bluey a chance. I mean, you're still here listening to a grown man talk about it, so you gotta be at
Yeah.
least a little interested in it. Through its relatable and realistic portrayal of family life, the show has not only entertained, but also taught valuable life lessons to its viewers. The show's
Yeah, it definitely
emphasis on
has.
play and family bonding is so refreshing to see compared to the usual fast-paced, mind-numbing shows aimed at kids. Bluey reminds us
Whoa.
all the
I actually
importance of
like that. So
spending
we got
time with
both
loved
this.
through its
So let's have a look. What
relatable
do we
and
get right
realistic,
there?
so refreshing to see compared to the usual fast-paced,
So that's Caillou and Paw
mind-numbing
Patrol. And there's Mickey
shows aimed
with
at
Coco
kids.
Melon.
Bluey reminds us all the importance of spending time with loved ones and
Yeah.
finding joy in the everyday. And if you still don't want to watch Bluey, have you thought about getting high and watching it? Thank you all so much for watching this
Oh.
episode of
Was he actually high? What was he actually high? Was James actually high watching Bluey? I'd love to know that. So I guess I have an idea now. I now have an idea of why adults like Bluey, because it teaches toddlers valuable life lessons, and it also teaches the meaning of family life. It has a realistic portrayal of family life, of how to deal with little kids. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that I do feel a bit offended that he put it above Thomas and Kipper, though. And this comes from a person who loves Thomas the Tank Engine and Kipper the dog. Oh, but yeah, this is probably my favorite video from the odd ones out that I've reacted to on this channel so far. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this video. I mean, at least I understood. I think I'll need to do my own little research on Bluey right there, because I thought Bluey was just another dumb kids show, but Bluey isn't. Oh my god, I really thought he was going to talk about Peppa Pig in that segment, but no, it actually turned out to be Caillou right there. This is why I prefer to watch Caillou YTPs, folks, because they're more funnier than the actual show itself. But yeah, I can definitely see why that James has also taken some inspiration from the animating of Bluey to some of his videos right there, and I can definitely see the similarities between that. So yeah, I've really got nothing else to say. So I'm not really sure if I'll watch if I'll get high and watch Bluey. I mean, I never do drugs, so I probably won't watch Bluey while I'm high. But the show, while I can understand why people like it, just doesn't really interest me. And I mean, it is a shame that it's a Disney show, and Disney have obviously censored out some of the episodes. But hopefully that can get resolved in the near future. But Bluey, to me, from watching this video, Bluey is the modern day classic Thomas the Tank Engine, modern classic Thomas it is. Because let's be fair, the Old Croft era, Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends was not only just for kids, but it was for all ages. It was Thomas. It was both for kids, but was also for the adults as well. Brittle Croft and David Mittens set out an envision that Reverend Audrey set to make this not only not the TVS, not just for kids, but for everyone, but for everyone, including the adults. And Thomas the Tank Engine taught valuable life lessons as well, particularly in the first 5 seasons. That's not to say I don't like anything beyond Series 5, but Series 1 to 5, I think, just did it slightly bit better of Thomas. So that's why I think that Bluey is a modern day Thomas Allcroft era series. It is and probably the best show to come out of modern day children's TV shows. So yeah, that was definitely a video. I definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. If you want to check out any of my previous Odd Ones Out reactions, there's going to be a playlist coming up in the top right corner of the screen right now. Can confirm that the video I'm going to upload after this one is going to be a Thomas video, so stick around for that. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this Odd Ones Out video I reacted to. Probably my favorite one I've reacted to him so far. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram. A link to that will be in the description down below. Share this video. Subscribe if you're new here. Ring that bell to get notified for when I upload new videos or when I post on the community tab. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!